Jimmy, if you were king for a day, what would you want in the perfect welder? Well, I just want something to do it all. Do it all, huh? Well, you're actually in luck because YESWELDER's got the MiG 205 DS marked down and it does just that, I'm saying. Check this out. So if you're looking for a welder that does it all, the YESWELDER MiG 205 DS does just that. Hey, this right here is a 5-in-1 setup, and you've got a nice digital display on. As you can see that you can swap between a lift TIG, a stick, a synergic MiG, the manual MiG, and it does aluminum. So this is a 5-in-1 machine. So this synergic MiG basically changes your wire speed to match your voltage and your amperage to make it user friendly. But you can also go back and adjust that manually. But you can also see that you can change your gas content from all aluminum, you know, the argon, the Flux, the CO2 2575, as well as, you know, just the Flux. So this right here is a nice setup to be able to change your parameters, but you can also change your wire size, and that's a 0.023 all the way up to a 0.045. And this right here is easy to adjust your voltage and amperage here just by pressing a button there. So this is a super nice setup. And when it comes down to it, this right here has a nice sale going on right now. But if you check, there's additional coupons that go along with it right now for just a couple of days. But this is a 5-in-1 setup. And a lot of people wonder, is like, you know, I'd like to do this or that. The YESWELDER MiG 205 DS does just that. So you can run the 2-pound or the 10-pound spool on that. And this right here is set up with what you need as far as the MiG, as well as, you know, the stick. But the lift TIG, you know, you have to pick up an additional torch for that, and it has a specific torch. And I'll add that in the link down below. So that way, if you're looking to get into it or you're looking to transition into, that way you'll have the link that you can fall back to. And what you can do is you can put it down here in your favorites. That way you can look back at it later. And then when you're ready, you know, just put it over in your cart and you'll be able to check out, depending on the current coupons that are going on at that time. But another thing, this 205 DS is actually capable to run the spool gun with this by the flick of a button there. So likewise, you'll have a specific spool gun that'll go for the 205, and this is the part number on that. But this right here gives you a little bit more capability, as well as, you know, having that TIG, you know, so you can run, if you're doing carbon or if you're doing Flux or TIG, or, you know, you want to run the spool stick, you've got options with all-in-one welder. So once you get comfortable with it, you know, you've got that go-to. And you're talking as a single pass across the board, 1/4 inch. Now you can add to that by, you know, as little fillers and V'ing out, but that's a 1/4 inch all the way across the board. Aluminum stick. Hey, so when it comes down to it, if you're looking for the particular type of welding, you've got different rods. And so this right here is your TIG rods, and you can get that in different sizes. But if you want to run the stick, you've got different stick rods that fall back to that. But when it comes to the wire itself, you'll have the Flux wire, you'll have the bare wire for your gas, and then you'll have the aluminum for your 100% argon. So, you know, there's going to be a link down below that you can find more details on each of the items that goes with the 205 DS, which is a banger of a unit right now. But that goes to welding, and the same idea with the regulator. You know, if you want to run that 75-25 or the argon, this right here has a nice flow meter on it, nice gauge on it. You've got different fitting sizes. That way you can adapt to your particular bottle or so. But that right there, you know, wraps up when it comes to the welder itself. Other than, you know, this is a 20 amp all the way up to a 200 amp, and you can run that with a 110, or you can run it with a 220. You know, you got the adapter that comes with it. But again, the lift TIG and the spool gun and items are sold separately, but this is the nice unit that will be able to house each of those items there. Well, I see you can weld, but can you cut? But when it comes to cutting, you know, the Cut 65 DS, you know, I've used this across the board, cutting 13/16, 1/4 inch, you know, thinner material. This thing does not disappoint. And what I do like about it, it's got a nice little housing built in on the backside for the filter. So that way it's not just dangling around. But again, if you're on a 110 or 220, that's going to depend on your amperage output. Right now we've got it on 220, and I believe on the 110, that it has a maximum of the 45 amps. So, you know, easy to adjust the dial on it, change your unit style, but also you'll find it 2T or 4T option. So basically who's in control of the trigger squeeze there. But this also runs, again, 220 and the 110. But you also have a consumable pack that you can pick up additional for the 65 DS that comes with a few tips, because when you start burning, you know, thicker material, hey, in time you're gonna have to replace these items here. So very easy to do. And with this, you know, the user's manual and the operating manual, this basically gives you all those parameters that you need to do to set these machines manually when you're ready for it. But this right here is a nice setup, and you will not be disappointed. But if you want to find out more on it, what you can do is check the link down below and you can look at the different items here within it. Again, save it and follow back to it later there. Well, I like your presentation, but I want to know discounts and coupons. But there's different coupons available right now on the MiG as well as the cutter there. And so there's a coupon and then there's additional discount that goes along with it. So right now for 2 more days current of this video, that's a pretty hot item, you know, as far as the sale that's going on right now. But check it out. You will not be disappointed. Fair enough, but I got to check my coin first.